What's going on there, YouTubers? This is ODC, that's me, and this is the continuation of the new wave of Marvel Legends. This is my review of the Marvel Legends Hawkeye figure, Modern Hawkeye, excuse me. My initial reaction when we found out that we were getting this was I wasn't very too happy. Very too happy? No, I wasn't too happy about us getting the Modern Hawkeye. Now, some of you out there might like the Modern Hawkeye and not have a problem with it, with Marvel Now, but I was really looking forward to the Heroic Age Hawkeye. And I know a lot of people are probably going to say, "Oh, well, that Hawkeye is so close to the other Hawkeye that we got from Toy Biz. You know, why don't you just use that?" Because I don't want that. I want the type of Hawkeye that I wanted, and I don't know. It's just personal preference, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, not to take anything away from this figure, I still am glad that we got a Hawkeye figure. I would just prefer the Heroic Age look over this one. So, with that being said, every figure has its flaws, and I'll point that out. So let me get to that first. He's basically just a repaint with a newly sculpted harness for his quiver. And he does come with I believe it's the same bow as the Avengers Hawkeye, I want to say. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. He also does come with a new sculpted utility belt here, which actually might have been reused. Let me pause this and hold on a second. Be right back. Okay, so I had to go check my U.S. agent, and if you can see here, all they did was reuse the U.S. agent belt. So he's basically a U.S. agent figure with different, with just painted gloves, painted boots, no sculpting there, a different head sculpt, obviously. And that's pretty much it. That's the only differences between, and obviously the boots are different because they're, like I said, they're painted, and the gloves are painted, so they're different. So he's basically just a Bucky cap body repainted. There's no sculpting in the design on his chest here. There's no sculpting on his boots at all. It's just repaint. So they're definitely cutting some corners with these figures, and to try to pump them out for us. I get it. You know, I understand that there's costs and stuff like that. Try to keep it low so you can keep the line going. I completely understand that. So I'm not going to hold it against it. I'm not a big fan of just slap a repaint on there like Scarlet Spider is a full-fledged just repaint. I'm not a big fan of that. But he's got some differences here. You know, he's got a nice harness for his quiver. I'm not sure if they reused this quiver from the Avengers. It looks very similar to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they did reuse it. But I feel like he should have came with an arrow. Even just one. I mean, you kind of have him in this finger pose to hold an arrow, and he doesn't come with an arrow. I don't quite understand what the thinking was on that. But he does hold his arrow very nicely, and you can get him into really good poses with the arrow. So with that being said, speaking of poses, let's go through articulation. His head does move on a full 360. I just snapped his neck and he's dead. His head does move back on a hinge very nicely. So if you want to give him to like a slingshot pose, you can go, yeah. So there you go. His head does move down also. Let me see if there's any jive turkeys in here. Nope, no jive turkeys in here. His head does move, or his arm does move up about that far. Moves down. I'm going to use the other arm because that's holding the bow. So up, down. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, a wrist hinge, wrist swivel. He's got that nice ab crunch, which works very smoothly. Waist swivel, which works nicely. This side's caught for some reason. There it goes. T-jointed hips, which I love. Thank you very much. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. He's a little stiff. Boot swivel. Ankle hinge. And an ankle pivot. So definitely my favorite body buck for any type of. Hopefully we get a Marvel Now Captain America. That would be fantastic. I can't wait for that because I am if you know me, you're used to watching my channel, you know that I am a big Captain America and Batman fan. So those are my two guys. Anyways, this guy still looks really nice. His quiver, it does come detached in package, and you just kind of just pop it on his back there, and it snaps in nicely so it doesn't wobble all over the place and sits very firmly. Like I said, his bow does fit in his hand nicely, so no issues there. I don't really have any issues. I think the harness looks very good. I like the pouches on each side. I don't mind that they just reused the U.S. Agent belt. I think he fits nicely. Even though he's mostly a black painted figure, I think it's, he's still a really nice figure. I'm digging the head sculpt. It kind of gives off that Jeremy Renner, or I think it's Renner, Jeremy Renner look to him, but you can definitely tell it's they're going after that Marvel Now look. So with that being said, if I had to rate this figure, I'm probably going to give him an 8. I'm going to stick with an 8, I think, with him. Because he's not the version I wanted. I don't want to hold that against him, but I feel like the Heroic Age looked way better than this version. So, sticking with an 8. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree, feel free to let me know. And, so yeah, I will see you guys on the flip side.